there. Out to America's Radio Newsline. Have a conversation with Ryan Berger. He's the CEO of the Berger Shop. It's a marketing agency, of course, a marketing expert, and who better to talk about the Super Bowl ads? Hey, Ryan, welcome to America's Radio News.
Good morning, guys. Happy to chat a little bit about the big game yesterday and all the fun things around it.
Now, for my money, my favorite Super Bowl ad, and because, being in the industry, I was a big fan to begin with, was the Dodge commercial featuring Paul Harvey. Very effective, and a friend of mine was commenting on Facebook, too, that it was such a stark contrast to all the oversexed, highly produced commercials. It was just old school, and it made it stand out. What's your take?
Yeah, I agree completely. It was the kind of difference as opposed to all the other ones. It was really powerful, very quiet, kind of really different from all the sexed up celebrity stuff that you see. I thought it was very, very effective, going to the original farmer aspect of things. I thought it was powerful. I thought it was creative, and I thought it was well done, and hopefully it actually gets people to notice the Dodge brand.
I was a little disappointed. I thought there'd be more really exciting ads than I at least thought were exciting. I thought the one I saw one Toyota ad that I couldn't even understand. It was almost like I just couldn't figure out what the point was. And then the GoDaddy ad with the nerd and the beautiful model. I was almost grossed out by that. Why do we need to watch that? And then I did like the Budweiser ad.
I did too.
That was a very, very, very poignant, as always.
Yeah. I think what we've seen is a real watering down on these spots over the years. It's very, very difficult to continue to come up with unbelievable ads within 25 or 30 seconds, and to have them be original and then have them appeal to men, women, and children alike, which is very, very different than the normal commercial that comes out, tries to appeal to a certain demographic. Here you're trying to appeal to basically the entire world. You have 25 or 30 seconds to tell your story, and the expectations that people have are through the roof because these spots are, incredibly expensive, and people just have expectations that just will never be met. I totally agree. There are spots that I didn't understand. There were spots that were ineffective. But I think overall what you're seeing is a total watered-down culture when it comes down to Super Bowl commercials. There's shows that are just dedicated to it. There's radio stuff like this. There's just an unbelievable amount of stuff that's dedicated to all these commercials. And at the end of the day, the commercials have not been able to stand up to any of the expectations that we've had for not just this year, but for a very long time.
Well, Ryan, I'll give you a quote as far as efficacy is concerned, and maybe a lot of families who were gathered around the television watching the Super Bowl, as mine was. Mrs. Salcedo, seeing that GoDaddy commercial, piped up and said, "What the hell is that?" That's a quote. And is there a potential that GoDaddy could get a lot of back? Because you got kids watching. Maybe there's a little bit of a backlash because of it, or is it just a matter of, hey, we're talking about it today, as repulsive or as repugnant as it might be, they're getting their mileage out of the money they spent.
Yeah, that's accurate. It's the spots that you see are no different from what are reflective on our culture, and the GoDaddy spot is a great example. All GoDaddy does is buy time on the Super Bowl so that people talk about them the next day. So whatever spot that they created, and they created a spot with a beautiful model kissing a nerd and all about nerds being able to win. The fact is that's what people are talking about this morning. And the kids that were up late that are going to school today, they're talking about it's cool to be a nerd today because you have the chance to actually make out with a top supermodel. I think at the end of the day, this is GoDaddy's goal, to get people to talk. This is a brand that nobody really uses. Do you think anybody watched that spot last night and woke up this morning and said, wow, I really got to go visit GoDaddy.com? No, I don't even think 90% of the people even know what GoDaddy is. But they created a spot that people are going to talk about, and that's where they're getting their money's worth.
And I hope she was paid well. That's all I can say, because apparently she had to do like 45 takes of that.
And if that was me, I think there would be a lot more than 45.
Ah, the truth comes out. All right. All right, so what was your favorite?
What was your favorite?
Yeah. My favorite was the work that Oreo did, which actually wasn't a commercial, but has stolen the thunder basically involving all the communications with the Super Bowl. Before the game, over the weekend, Oreo had come out with a really interesting debate whether or not your favorite was the cream or the cookie. And they asked you to put it up on their Instagram to let them know. And then after the game, they would launch a 3-day campaign where you would send your photographs in, and they would send you back a picture with your picture either made in Oreo cookie or in the cream itself. They had a thing on the Today Show this morning where they created characters of the Today Show figures, Matt Lauer and different guys, in cookie and in cream. But to take it a step further, because their initiative... Hey,
Ryan, sorry about that, man. We're up against the bottom of the hour. Ryan Berger, CEO of the Berger Shop. It's a marketing agency. Ryan, of course, is a marketing expert. Appreciate your time and expertise here on America's Radio News.
Thanks, guys.
You betcha. Back in a minute. Stay with us for more Journalism Without Agenda.
Breaking news and the interviews everybody else will talk about. This is America's Radio News.